I have access to the latest text-to-video tool, Veo 3.1 Fast.
It can create worlds. But can it truly capture the fear of the 90s?
PS1 Horror didn't come from graphics, it came from technological limits.
Crucially, I add the texture warping code. Making the world feel unstable is the real horror.
In the fog, sight is a lie.
You cannot run! You can only wait. It's that.
It works. The fear comes not from what we see, but what the PS1 limitations force us to imagine in the heavy mist.
Next, we move from psychological horror to the mechanical nightmare of biomechanical nightmare.
For the second challenge, I focused on the mechanical Resident Evil style horror.
The prompt emphasized rusty metal, flashing red lights, and fixed camera angles, the core elements of early 3D survival. The AI delivered a beautiful but modern scene. We need to break its smoothness and make it aggressive.
The key is tank control. I add a code forcing the camera to snap to predetermined angles only.
And for the creature, its movement must be robotic and jerky, like the early 3D rigging.
We have to break it. I apply the dithering filter, reduce the color depth, and force a low frame rate. Here is the result from the AI. It's too good. Too clean, too smooth.
I instructed the AI to focus on thick fog, low visibility, and cracked asphalt to capture that early Silent Hill isolation.
The goal, use the AI for the raw concept and my editing for the retro soul.
And it's looking for the next experiment.
Success. The restricted camera movement and jerky animation immediately create anxiety.
For our third concept, we pivot to bended innocence, a style popularized by modern titles.
But how do we make a creepy mascot even creepier using the limitations of the PS1?
The AI's lighting is still too clean. We fix it by adding deep, black shadows and a harsh, flickering light source.
And the greatest trick, the VHS tracking effect. This isn't a game, it's a damaged tape.
They told you to smell.
But the batteries died a long time ago. Now, the show is starting!
The success here is sound design. Downsampling that music makes it far more unnerving than any custom score.
Our final concept, Cyber Ghost of the City, a fusion of urban horror and digital glitch.
The AI provided a cyberpunk setting, but we need to inject the digital decay that haunted early PC games.
I apply the scanlines filter, those iconic horizontal lines on CRT screens, to every shot.
The future was supposed to be bright.
But the system left something behind.
A specter of data. A soul of code.
The fear of retro doesn't come from technology. It comes from our intentional misuse of that technology.
It only knows obedience and pain.
The containment failed years ago.